Have you ever looked at the national debt numbers and thought, wow, that's a lot of zeros? It's a figure so massive it's hard to even comprehend. And the big question that always comes up is, why don't countries just pay it all off? Wouldn't that be better for everyone? Well, the answer is surprisingly complex, and it reveals a fundamental paradox at the heart of our modern economy. Today, we're diving into why no country can ever truly pay off its national debt, and why trying to do so could actually crash the entire system. Let us start with a mind-bending concept. Most of the money in our economy is actually debt. When you hear about the money supply, you might picture stacks of cash and coins, but physical currency makes up only a tiny fraction of the total money in circulation. The vast majority of money is digital, created out of thin air every time a bank issues a loan. Think about it. When you get a mortgage to buy a house, the bank doesn't take physical cash from its vault and hand it to you. Instead, it simply credits your account with the loan amount. Poof, new money has just been created. That new money is an asset for you, but it's also a liability, a debt you have to repay. This process is called fractional reserve banking. For every dollar a bank holds in deposits, it can lend out a multiple of that amount, essentially creating new money with each loan. This is how the money supply expands to fuel economic growth. Businesses take out loans to invest in new factories. Individuals take out loans to buy cars or go to college, and all of this activity circulates money through the economy. So, what happens if we start paying off all this debt? Here's the paradox. When a loan is repaid, the opposite happens. The money that was created when the loan was issued effectively disappears from the money supply. If you pay off your car loan, that digital money is destroyed as the debt is settled. It's no longer circulating in the economy. Now, scale this up to a national level. If every person, every corporation, and the government itself were to simultaneously pay off all their debts, the vast majority of our money supply would simply vanish. We'd be left with only the physical cash in circulation, which isn't nearly enough to run a modern economy. Imagine a country with zero debt. It sounds like a utopia, right? No interest payments, no financial burdens. But in our current system, it would be an economic wasteland. Without debt, there would be no new money being created. The money supply would shrink dramatically, leading to a severe economic contraction. This is called deflation, where money becomes more valuable because there's less of it. That might sound good at first, but it's disastrous for an economy. People would hoard cash instead of spending or investing it, because they know it will be worth more tomorrow. Businesses would see their revenues plummet, leading to layoffs and closures. Economic activity would grind to a halt. In essence, a debt-free country under our current financial architecture couldn't function. So, if countries can't pay off their debt, what do? They manage it. The secret isn't to erase the debt, but to constantly roll it over. When a government bond matures, meaning it is time for the government to pay back the principal to the investor, it typically does unused tax revenue to do it. Instead, it issues new bonds to raise the money to pay off the old ones. It's like refinancing a loan over and over again. As long as the economy is growing, and there is confidence that the government can continue to make its interest payments, this process can continue indefinitely. The key is to ensure that the country's economic growth, its GDP, is growing at a healthy rate relative to its debt. This is often measured by the debt-to-GDP ratio. As long as investors believe in the country's ability to generate future income, they will keep buying its bonds, allowing the cycle to continue. This system works because governments, unlike individuals, are effectively immortal. A government is expected to exist forever, collect taxes forever, and grow its economy forever. This long-term perspective is what gives investors the confidence to lend it money over very long periods. The United States, for example, has been in debt since its founding. The goal has never been to reach a national debt of zero. The goal has always been to manage the debt in a way that promotes stable economic growth. The interest payments on the debt are a real cost, paid for by taxpayers. But this cost is seen as a necessary expense for maintaining a functional, growing economy powered by a flexible money supply. This brings us to the core of the issue. The national debt isn't just a big credit card bill. It's a fundamental component of the global financial system. Government bonds are considered one of the safest assets in the world. Pension funds, insurance companies, foreign governments, and individual investors all hold these bonds as a secure way to store value and earn a steady return. If a major economy like the US were to somehow pay off its entire debt, it would remove the world's primary safe asset from the market. This would create immense instability in global financial markets, as trillions of dollars would need to find a new, secure home. So, the next time you hear politicians debating the national debt, remember this paradox. While our tough-control debt can certainly be a problem, the existence of debt itself is a feature, not a bug, of our economic system. The entire structure is built on a delicate balance of debt creation and economic growth. Eliminating debt entirely would be like trying to run a car by removing its engine. It's the very thing that makes it go. The challenge isn't to live in a debt-free world, but to manage our debt wisely, ensuring our economies can grow sustainably for generations to come. It's a fascinating, counterintuitive truth about the money that makes our world go round. Thanks for watching. If you found this explanation helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of economics. See you next time.